What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and I'm so glad you're back because the deep state is getting obliterated, folks. We knew this. We love this, right? But they are going after middle management, upper management, some of the top guys. Check this out, y'all. Check. This is what I cheered when I saw this. Senior FBI official who resisted Trump administration demands is pushed out, AP sources say. Yeah, so you remember when Donald Trump came into office and they demanded the names of all of the FBI agents that went after all these innocent, peaceful protesters from January 6th. And this guy said he's going to resist authoritarianism all the way to the bloody end, or whatever the hell he said. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something to that effect. Yeah, so he's gone. He's fired. Subordination. Get the F out. You are gone, folks. That is right. Oh, I love these news stories. I love news articles like this. Can't get enough of them because the deep state has weaponized the federal government against its own population. And somebody had to come in and cut the legs out from underneath that deep state. These are people that do not care about you. They do not care about me. They don't care about traditional values. They are only self-interested in furthering their own interests. As a matter of fact, let's get into this, y'all. A senior FBI official who served as acting director in the first weeks of the Trump administration and resisted demands to turn over the names of agents who participated in the January 6, 2021 investigations is being forced out of the bureau. Two people familiar with the matter said Thursday. The circumstances of Brian Driscoll's ouster were not immediately clear, but his final day is Friday, said the people who were not authorized to discuss the personnel move by name and spoke to the Associated Press on the condition of anonymity. Additional ousters were possible. I love how they phrase all that stuff together. Oh, they weren't supposed to speak to us. Hang on just a second. Are we going to have another investigation to go and find out who is leaking this information? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe some MAGA person, somebody who is aligned with Trump, leak this to the Associated Press on purpose to get the message out that these deep state shills are gone, y'all. I'm loving this. This is the guy that is probably responsible for destroying. He was up in the Southern District of New York. It's probably the guy responsible for destroying some of the Epstein evidence, destroying or, putting the Crossfire Hurricane files in burn bags, trying to delete evidence, folks. Look, I like that these people are being fired, but also at the same time, we need accountability for these people for going after peaceful protesters, for destroying evidence that's not supposed to be destroyed. We need accountability. We not only need these people fired, but we need charges brought against these people. And let's have them arrested and thrown in jail. Throw that key away, as a matter of fact. Love it, though. Spokespeople for the FBI declined to comment, of course. The news comes amid a much broader personnel purge that has unfolded over the last several months under the leadership of current FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino. Numerous senior officials, including top agents in charge of big city field offices, have been pushed out of their jobs, and some agents have been subjected to polygraph exams, moves that former officials say have roiled the workforce and contributed to angst. Yes, and anybody that gets roiled and feels a little bit of angst about all of these issues, yeah, bye, later, see ya, when the door hits you in the butt. Look, we don't really care. You can feel roiled or you can feel all the angst that you want. If you feel that way, that probably means that you are not working on behalf of this administration. Anybody that will take a polygraph because there are genuine concerns with people leaking classified or sensitive information about ongoing or current investigations, whatever it may be. People that leak information, yeah, these people should be fired because they are not coming out as whistleblowers. They are leaking information to the corporate press to undermine the Trump administration because it may or may not look bad for the Trump administration in the eyes of a Democrat. right? Any of these leaks that have come out, none of it's really bad, if you ask me. But most of it is all speculation. It really is. A lot of these leaks and these stories that we've been covering, there's no follow through. There's never any evidence that comes to light that, oh, the Trump administration was doing something bad. It's always something silly. Like, oh, some people are getting fired. Or, oh, somebody in the Trump administration said something that Democrats just don't like. Well, so what? We still don't need people leaking sensitive information to the corporate press. It is what it is. If you have something that you can truly go after the Trump administration over, there are means, there are levers you can pull to come out as a whistleblower. There are protections for you. Just do that route. But no, instead, they go to the corporate press and leak information. Yeah, that is the underhanded, cheapskate way to go about leaking information. These people are bad for the government, y'all. And I say fire every single freaking one of them. Driscoll, a veteran agent who worked international counterterrorism investigations in New York and had also commanded the Bureau's hostage rescue team, had most recently served as acting director in charge of the Critical Incident Response Group, which deploys manpower and resources to crisis situations. Driscoll was named acting director in January to replace Christopher Wray and served in the position as Patel's nomination was pending. He made headlines after he and Rob Kassane, I guess that's how you pronounce that, the then deputy director, resisted Trump administration demands for information about agents who participated in investigations into the January 6 riot by a mob of President Donald Trump's supporters at the U.S. Capitol. How do we know for a fact that that was a mob of President Donald Trump supporters? Just because they looked like President Donald Trump supporters, as if Antifa has never dressed up as a Trump supporter and went out there and started a bunch of violence or causing chaos? Yeah, that's happened several times. I've covered a couple of those stories here on this channel. I'm just saying, this has happened. We also know that there were undercover agents for not only the FBI in that crowd during January 6th, there was also CIA informants in that crowd during January 6th. Oh, whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
Bet you weren't supposed to find that out, were you, American public? No, you weren't supposed to find that out because Christopher Wray dodged questions when he was asked, were there any undercover informants in the crowd? Come to find out there was. Look at Ray Epps. As a matter of fact, this guy was on camera the night before saying we need to go into the Capitol. Right? Violently go into the Capitol was the insinuation. On the day of the riot, he said we need to go into the Capitol. And then just before the people breached the barricades and bum rushed the Capitol Police and went into the Capitol, we saw him at the front of the line whisper something into somebody's ear, and then they took off into the Capitol, and he backed away. And this dude, seriously, got a slap on the freaking wrist, and it took outrage from the American public screaming, what in the F is going on with this dude? He's on camera saying, you need to go into the Capitol, and the FBI has not arrested this guy. We know his name. We know where he lives. We've got video evidence. And it took them years. Like, I think it was a year and a half after January 6th before they actually arrested this guy and gave him some bogus charge of trespassing. A slap on the wrist. Didn't go to jail. None of that stuff. This guy is on camera. We all know this. It is absurd, folks. That to me smells like I was saying yesterday. If it looks like a duck and walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably an FBI informant. Just like that. I mean, it's crazy. Crazy, y'all. Let's keep going. Emil Bove, the then senior Justice Department official who made the request and was last week confirmed for a seat on the federal appeals court, wrote a memo accusing the FBI's top leaders of insubordination. That's exactly what that is. When they refuse to turn over documents on individuals that there's a criminal investigation, an ongoing criminal investigation, when you have FBI agents going after peaceful protesters, arresting peaceful protesters, arresting, once again, a lot of American citizens that did absolutely nothing wrong. Like the guy, I forget his name, I think it's Mark Houck, who defended his son against a radical left extremist that was trying to attack his son. The local Democrat district attorney said there's nothing he can charge him with. It was a clear case of self-defense. The FBI shows up a year later after the incident at like 6 o'clock in the morning with long guns drawn like on their person or whatever, bust up into this guy's house and arrest him for defending his son. After, once again, a Soros-backed Democrat district attorney said there's nothing to see here. Clear-cut case of self-defense. The FBI was absolutely weaponized. They sent out a memo. Hey, let's put some informants into the Catholic Church, for crying out loud. And you're going to tell me that these people should continue their job, their service with the government? No, they should absolutely be fired. And they not only be fired, but they need to be thrown in jail. I love it. I just love this. Responding to Bove's request, the FBI ultimately provided personnel details about several thousand employees, identifying them by unique employee numbers rather than by names. The FBI has moved under Patel's watch to aggressively demote, reassign, or push out agents. In April, for instance, the Bureau reassigned several agents who were photographed kneeling during a racial justice protest in Washington that followed the 2020 death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police officers. Two people familiar with the matter said Wednesday. Good. Yeah, they should. Gone. Get them out of there. Numerous special agents in charge of field offices have been told to retire, resign, or accept reassignment. Another agent, Michael Feinberg, has said publicly that he was told to resign or accept a demotion amid scrutiny from leadership of his friendship with Peter Strzok, a lead agent on the FBI's Trump-Russia investigation who was fired by the Justice Department in 2018 following revelations that he had exchanged negative text messages about President Donald Trump with an FBI lawyer, Lisa Page. Yes, get these people out of there. We know they were involved. No, it's not because he wrote a mean text message about Donald Trump. That's not why. It's because these people were involved with the Russian collusion hoax, knowing that all this evidence is made up by the Hillary Clinton campaign, and they're injecting this into the political system. Why? To make Donald Trump look bad. That's why. Yeah, that's a violation of your oath to the Constitution. Just blatantly. They should definitely be fired for this. Anybody that was involved with that Crossfire Hurricane should be fired and criminally prosecuted. All of them. Every single one of them. I don't care who you are. Anybody that was involved in arresting an innocent American citizen for standing up for their own rights or standing up for their children in defense of the radical left should be criminally prosecuted. There's a charge for that. It's called kidnapping, for crying out loud. And there's other charges too. I just can't think of exactly what they are right off the top of my head. But I think I've rambled on for long enough on this one, that's for sure. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. How much joy do you feel about this? I know I'm elated over this, but y'all don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, share this video anywhere and all over the place all at the same time with every single person that you know, including the kitchen sink guy. Yeah, the plumber. Yeah, do that for me. And y'all sign up and become a member. Almost forgot that one. Y'all do all that. Y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.